All right, we are about to go in. Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to this great Thursday evening. We're about to go in. We're going to have ourselves a great show. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for the likes that are already there. Wait for some more folks to come in so we can get going. If you are in the, hey, what's going on, Soul? Good evening to you. If you are in here, go ahead and hit me up in the chat room. Let me know that you are alive, that where you're from, all that good stuff. We have a very interesting topic to talk about tonight, sexual energy killers. This is something that a lot of people don't think about, but they live through. And it can be painful if you don't have the right information. If you don't know how to deal with sexual energy and how it can be taken from you, you could live in a world of hurt and not be sure why. There's a lot of guys who do this, who do not understand why things aren't working right in their lives. Their sex life isn't working well. Their relationship isn't working well. And it's because you have sexual energy and it can be taken away from you. So you want to be careful with that. Hey, what's going on, Philip? Good to see you there, sir. Texas, Arkansas. Okay. Louisiana in the house. What's going on, Brett? All right. Terrell, we in the building. Yes, indeed. Jarius, good to see you as always. All right. Yeah. So a couple of quick things. As always, want to thank my staff, the folks who are behind the cameras and everything, making sure that this all goes well. Also, we've had a couple of issues with YouTube. Not sure. We're still trying to figure it out. So if we drop off, just hang tight. We're going to pop back up on the live. We typically have to do, some things to make it happen. And also looking into the future, of course, we have Thanksgiving coming up and New Year's, Christmas, all of which falls on a Thursday, which is great if you want to get Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's a great weekend. But for us, of course, we're not going to be coming on those days. We're still going to have some videos coming out in the mornings on those days, but we just won't be going live. So, but yeah, good to see everybody here. Dreaded Deacon, what's going on? Hammond, Louisiana in the house. Wichita, what's going on with you, Alan? All right, so let's go ahead and hop into it because, as always, what I'm going to do, this is our format. I'm going to run through the things that we did, we talked about earlier today, as in the video that came out at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday, that's what we do. And of course, in the evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we break it down. Go back through, make sure you get all the good information out of that. But also, of course, at the end, we got the questions, always great questions that come through, things that stump me sometimes, forces me to do the research, get up on game. That's what we do. We try to learn. Hey, what's going on? Zacchaeus Wilson, I hope I'm saying that right. Craig Young, what's going on? Chi-Town in the house. All right. What's going on, Daryl? Damon, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into this, all right? Today we're going to be talking about how to deal with sexual energy killers. We all have sexual energy and, we could be doing all the right things in terms of eating correctly, getting our sleep on, getting the exercise on. But if you're living in a world of stress, then it's going to drag you down. So we're going to talk about that. So there are reasons why your libido could be coming down. Your sex drive isn't where it should be. And specifically, we're going to be talking about a bunch of things, all the way from physical contact, not having enough physical contact. I mean, think about it. For my guys who aren't in relationships, how many times were you actually touched today? Especially with COVID. You can go through 3 or 4 days without, having human contact. That's not a good thing. We're going to talk about that. Also, toxic relationships. Woo. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and get into it. And of course, I'm going to give a bonus at the end, how to get your sexual energy up. Keep it up. The things that you can do for that. So let's go ahead and hop in. Of course, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can get some more of this information. This is Uncle B. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself properly. I'm so used to having all the guys know who I am because we have a lot of people who follow. Appreciate every one of you. But my name is Brian, aka Uncle B. I am the men's sexual performance coach with African Fly. And I've been doing this for about a good 20 years. So I got a lot of information, want to get that information out there so you can have a much better, healthier life. So going into it, as a man, You have sexual energy. That's what you're here to do. You're here to produce life. A lot of times we don't think of it this way, but men give life. That's what we do. You have to give. That's why we have an instrument to insert, to give, to give that life. That's what we're designed for. We're, the whole thing with society and the jobs and the hobbies and looking at TV and all this other kind of stuff. That's just side stuff. What you're really here to do is to procreate so that life can continue with us humans here on Earth. So that's it. You're here to eat, compete, get a woman, give life. That's what you're here to do. So when we talk about sexual energy, basically we're talking about just being horny. It's like, ooh, that feeling that you get that drives you. Especially, some of you guys may have some stories from when you were younger. I remember riding along on my bike on a three-lane highway, going to see a girl. You're not supposed to be on the highway or on the side riding a bike, but whatever. I was in high school. Hey, that drive was there. That's what that drive is there. It's intense. It's intense, and it's an intense drive, and you want to get at it. If you felt that feeling before, in the comment section, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you felt that feeling before. That energy can be channeled. It can be channeled to make you more fearless, more creative, spiritual, powerful, attractive. All of those good things. When people talk about semen retention, these are some of the things that they're looking forward to getting. You have to do some other stuff along with that. But that's that energy. You can channel that energy into other things. And I'm gonna dive deep right quick. Humans absorb energy through basically 5 different ways. Air, of course, we have to breathe. You don't have any breath. You don't have any air. You got 3 minutes to live. Water, if you're going without water, you have 3 days. If you're going without food, you got 2 to 3 months. And of course, living outside of not in the sun at all, that's problematic. Being away from the earth. All those people say, I'm going to fly to the moon. I'm going to live on the moon or on Mars or something like that. Ooh, you're going to run into a whole bunch of problems. You're not designed for that. You're designed for right here. But I'm going to use that. I'm going to tie that in at the end. I want to make sure we get that. S Green, did you say toxic? Yeah, toxic relationships. Yeah. So my man Soul said, I rode my bike to give life. Yes, indeed. All right. Love that. Brett. Yep. Got the thumbs up. Uh-huh. All right. Willie. All right. I'm glad to hear that. We're going to get into that in a second. All right. So let's talk about those sexual energy robbers. A lot of times guys talk about something that's really prevalent now, which is masturbation. The thing about masturbation is that it does lower your energy. Feels fun, but then, you're taking energy out of you. That energy is supposed to be used for procreating. Of course, it's going to lower your energy. That's the reason why you can't have sex all day long or masturbate all day long. The energy is going to leave. That's what it's supposed to do. And of course, if you're watching too much porn, that does mess with your dopamine. It messes with your brain in terms of like what's on the screen as compared to what's in real life. And what's on the screen can be wonderfully wrong. And what's in real life could be wonderful. And sometimes that can be wrong. So, you want to be careful with the masturbation. And, as I've said before, when you're dealing with masturbation, I'm not for it or against it. If you're masturbating, it's because you want to have sex and the person isn't there that you want to have sex with. It's better to have that relationship so you don't have to worry about it. But on the flip side of that is toxic relationships can cause you to lose sexual energy. And, I know we could go on with this one for a while. There's a lot of people who are having a lot of issues. It shows up in the divorce rates. It shows up in people not really communicating, having true relationships. Can you hear me? And people just get upset in the room. And it's because, when you're close to a person, they, especially, guys, when we're dealing with women, when we talk about manipulation, you look up the word manipulation, people have a bad connotation, but manipulation is women's ability to control men. I mean, you think about it, how is an 80-pound woman going to get a 250-pound man to do whatever she wants? How is that possible? That's just the nature of how things work. Women control humans, men control the environment. With just crossovers in both areas. But when you're in a relationship and it's not good for you, you have two options in terms of just being healthy. You have to either repair it and be honest about repairing it, or you need to get away from it. If it's too toxic, then feel free to head for the door because your life can be at risk sometimes. Just to answer a real quick question, where can I buy African Fly? Go to africanfly.com. We got all the information there for you with a whole bunch of extra information too. And at the end of the day, you need to ask yourself, especially if you're just in a relationship for sex, it's like after you have the sex, the next day you wake up, you roll over, you look at it, it's like, is your life better? Is your day going to be better? Is your week going to be is your week going to be better with this person that you just had sex with? That sort of answers that question in terms of like, should you be in this relationship? Is it just for sex? Because it can turn toxic and it can make you lose your erection. Pretty easy. And let's get into that thing I was talking about earlier, not having physical contact. Yeah, not having physical contact. That's a big thing, especially now. They did an experiment with rhesus monkeys. These are little small monkeys. And they took a baby monkey, just separated it from the mother, no contact with anything. Within 3 weeks, they called off the experiment because the baby went insane and started biting itself. When we're talking about no contact when it comes to seniors who are living in senior homes and they don't have visitors, people don't come by, they don't get touched because, the staff is short, you die faster. This is just scientifically proven. So you want to be aware of what's going on, because a lot of times guys are like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do. I just don't feel that drive. I don't feel that energy. There's no touch. So, how you handle that in your own life, of course, every situation is different, but just be aware that that's part of the process. So if you're in a relationship with a woman and, it's like normal life, you just come home, she comes home, and, you just want to hop into it and things aren't working right. A lot of it has to do with the fact that you haven't been touched all day long. You go to the office, unless you're, a wrestler or something like that, whatever, unless you're in a specific industry, you're not touching people all day long, especially for us men. Women, they hug each other, all this other kind of stuff. Guys, we do that, hey man, that whole half hug thing right there, maybe a hug every once in a while, but it doesn't happen a lot. So you have to be very careful with thinking that something's wrong with you without paying attention to that. That is a sexual energy drainer. It actually is not building up your sexual energy. So if you have a woman, foreplay, like I always say, foreplay is for men. The more foreplay you have, the more your testosterone is going to raise up, especially if you're trying to have sex in the evening where your testosterone levels have been going down all day long by 20%. By the time it's evening time, your testosterone is down. No one has been moving your testosterone levels back up. Take your time, have foreplay. All right. And also, hormones. Obviously, that's a big thing. You guys know about testosterone and low hormones and things like that. You're a big chemistry set. You're a big chemical bag. You're a chemical bag that's contained in skin. So within that chemistry, if your testosterone levels are low, there are a number of reasons why your testosterone levels could be low. We broke it down into 5 areas. You don't have enough energy. You don't have enough sleep. You're not exercising enough. You're not intermittent fasting. You're not allowing your body to take a break so it can produce more testosterone, and also your stress. That's the part we're talking about here, where your sexual energy is not there. If that combination is there, then you're not going to get that chemistry set to build up to the point it's like, oh yeah, I want to have that sex. We do have a testosterone kit company that we partner with. Get checked. There we go. We can get that link in the chat section. But if you guys, seriously, especially now, you want to test your testosterone levels because it's important, period. But you want to, if you're in a situation where you're now highly stressed, you're not touching anybody, you're by yourself, you want to make sure your testosterone level stays at a good level. Otherwise, you're going to run into some other problems. Obviously, as you get older, your testosterone level starts going down. So they say between the age of 20 to 30, just depending on your testosterone levels, it starts going down 1% per year. If you're not living right, that's going to be going down faster. And so you have to reverse that. In fact, I had a good question, and I'm going to be doing a video about it. Someone asked if you get to a certain point where ED is not reversible, and that's a really good question, because for people who are having issues with erections, it starts with, oh, my erection doesn't come when I want to. Oh, my erection's not coming as often. I'm not having erections. I haven't had erections for the past 10 years. I actually had a guy who took a huge amount of steroids when he was younger, in his 30s, and didn't have an erection for like 20 years, I believe he said. And he started listening to what I was saying, took African Fly, and he started getting his erections back. So you can get your erections back, but if you take it too far, it becomes much harder to do that. So we're going to talk about that in another video. So let's keep going on. Let me see. I was just looking at the comment section, you guys. All right. So I will be answering those questions. Can you get a bigger, even being in your mid-30s? Yep, we'll get into that. Got you, E. Food is the energy source that is the most confusing to people. And that's because we've been lied to our entire lives. We think that the way that we eat right now is somehow natural. Fellas, your great-great-grandfather did not have Twinkies or Doritos or anything else in that section. Really, our food supply changed. Pardon me. Our food supply changed right after World War II. It was like all the rations. They figured out how to dry food. You give it to the soldiers so they can go overseas, be on boats and then get off and still have food. Food is highly important for our army. And it was like, well, we're going to package the food and keep it packaged. And basically they created dead food. It was like, hey, a potato is supposed to rot. Well, we figured out a way for it not to rot. And so you can keep on eating that potato chip for years. And so we think that it's okay to eat this stuff, and it's not. We need to get energy inside of our food, inside of our bodies. You're made of energy. That's the reason why you're alive, is because you have energy. If you keep consuming dead things, then you're going to run into problems. And here's the thing that I wanted to get back to, what I talked about earlier in terms of, us needing air. We need to have, we need the sun, we need the air, we need food, we need water. All of this comes back to the type of food that we eat, because the food that we should be eating should just come out of the ground. It's that simple. It's really just that simple, because it comes out of the ground. It's free. That's the reason why they want to convince you to get a Twinkie instead of planting a plant. It grows up in the sun and gets that air there. It's coming out of the earth. It's got the water. All the things that we need comes out of the ground. Just go ahead and eat that food. That's where you're going to get all of your energy from. Obviously, the lack of exercise. I go to the gym, carefully, of course, with the mask, etc. But there's a huge number of people who are no longer going to the gym for obvious reasons. And that is going to become a problem. I actually went and got a boxing bag, and I don't even have enough room for all this stuff. But I was like, I have to get some equipment when the lockdown first started. But now we have a lot of guys who are like at home, and I've worked from home for many years. That refrigerator is a beast. You're at home, nobody's sitting there, telling you what to do. You can just get up at any time and all day long, and not working out, that becomes an issue. So you need to get that regular exercise. That's how you get your real energy. That's how you get energy yourself. And me personally, it has an effect. If I don't get exercise, then I actually get depressed. I've just noticed that over the years. You may have noticed that also. So yeah, you want to make sure that happens. And here's something that's really important to understand. Sexual appeal has to be irresistible to maintain procreation. Let me say that again. Sexual appeal has to be irresistible to maintain procreation. And why is that important? I actually am doing a video about that, about being irresistible. Because if you're not, being irresistible means that the person just wants to be with you. They just want to have sex with you. It's that difference between, I have to talk you into having sex as compared to you just want it. That's that difference of being irresistible. And if you're not exercising, if you're not being in shape, you're losing that. You know, a lot of guys think like, oh, well, my wife, she doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. She blah, blah, blah. If you're irresistible, it's going to be a lot harder for her to say no. That's just the slam truth of it. Yeah, just take it for what it is. And just remember, when it comes down to it, man, well, I am irresistible. You see me, man? You know, my wife likes this. Walk past that mirror and don't lie to yourself. All right? Be for real. If you're thinking that I'm good with, you know, the way that I look, is she turned on? That's an important thing. So, you know, when we talk about sexual energy, I talked about the things that take away your sexual energy, but you have to also give yourself that sexual energy by working out, by being in shape, by taking care of your body. Really important, really important. Hey, Craig, appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. Yeah, so like to work out. Personally, I like seduction. Yeah. You're in Florida, right? Yeah. Thanks, Alan. Appreciate you, bro. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that bonus. Let's get you into that state of high libido or sexual energy. It's really sort of easy. It's how your body moves. Motion creates emotion. So if your motion is this, man, nobody really likes me anymore. Your shoulders are down, you're looking down, you're mumbling to yourself. That's not creating energy. If you're erect, I mean, literally, if you're erect, you're standing there, you got the Superman pose going on. You know, you got that swag and you got that look. It's like I'm looking dead at you. I'm not worried about you at all. You hitting that Conor McGregor walk. You got the arms going and everything. That gives you energy. You can do this instantaneously. I use this in all types of situations. I've gone into job interviews and I would just stand there before I got into the interview like this. You stand there for a good 2 minutes in that Superman pose, your testosterone goes up by 20%. Yeah. So you want to have that energy going into everything that you do. If you literally change the way that you walk, change the way that you stand, and you're actually going to start changing the way that you think. Because with that extra boost of testosterone comes that extra boost of confidence. That's what's really sexy to women, is that level of confidence. And you can do that just with your body. So, you know, if you see a lady that you're thinking, oh yeah, she looks good, whatever, you want to approach her, something like that, go ahead and hit that pose, get your body ready to send signals to your brain. Yeah, we want to get this. And so that's what'll happen. So all of that gives you motivation. It's tied into your testosterone. It's a reason why women are attracted to confident men, because they have sexual energy. They have energy. So that's what you want to do. Craig asks, is ED reversible? We are going to talk about that. So please, fellas, you want to get your swag up instantaneously, just change the way your body moves. Get that confidence, get that Conor McGregor swag, get that strut going. You know, if you're feeling like, who did that? Elvis Presley, not Elvis Presley, I forget his name, but yeah, it's just walking, just have that walk about you. It's going to change the way you actually feel. And yeah, when you have that high state of sexual energy, that libido, your life is going to change. Things are going to feel much better. You're just going to like doing it. So put this into practice. It does make a difference. And so in conclusion, so I can get to these questions, also really quick, if you're on and you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and hit that like button. That helps us get the word out to more guys who need this. This is really important. Hey, what's going on, Roots? Hey, good to see you there, sir. So in conclusion, as a man, your sexual energy produces life. You are a life giver. Please take that seriously. Please take that seriously, because the opposite end of not being able to give life is that you're now dying. That's the honest truth about it. So if you're having problems with your erections, you're going on the wrong direction. You need to do the things that's going to change so that you can live longer. So you have more life to live. Sexual energy basically means feeling horny, that motivation to have sex. And when we talk about those sexual energy robbers, the things that want to take your sexual energy from you, first one, masturbation. Second one, toxic relationships. Maybe that's the first one. It depends on how you want to look at it. We got to vote for that's number one. No physical contact. No physical contact is an issue. Of course, low testosterone and having a diet of dead food. Your energy, fellas, your energy. Go ahead and consume more energy so you have that energy. And of course, lack of exercise and not being irresistible. You need to be irresistible. Do the things that we're talking about in terms of getting all the exercise and sleep, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You will become irresistible. Just be consistent with it. And you want to practice being in that state of high libido. You don't have to wait until you see your woman. You don't have to wait for that. You can, having more testosterone makes you feel better, gives you more energy anyway. So go ahead and hit those poses and get your strut on. That's the way we do it. So cool. All right. That's what I have on that subject. What I'm going to do now is hop into some of these questions. Of course, I do want to give a shout out to Stephen Ratcliffe, Oklahoma in the house. What's going on with your roots? Oh yeah. John, walk like you don't give a darn about it. Damn about anything. I tell you, that's right. Willie. Yeah. Appreciate you, sir. Zacchaeus Wilson. Okay. All right. Which point at Nikki? Okay. All right. Ray Davis. See, was ready to go. Things didn't work out there, did it? This has happened like 3 times in my life, and I don't eat meat. Any ideas? Any help? Okay. I don't have all the information for you. Hey, thanks, Philip, for all those thumbs up. Don't have all the information on you, Ray, to give a full diagnosis, as it were. I'm not a doctor, but just give you my opinion. But I would say this, we talk about the 5 things, the energy. So you say you don't eat meat. That's great. You're getting more energy in you, hopefully. You're not just switching it over for some processed stuff. You want to get as much fruits and vegetables in there as possible. Your sleep. Are you getting 8 hours of sleep? This is hugely important, fellas. A lot of people think that, I think we need to reframe sleep, because a lot of times people think that sleep is for, I've heard this, sleep is for suckers. Real people, they work hard and they sleep constantly. You actually lose intelligence by not sleeping. When you sleep, your testosterone levels go up. Your HGH goes up. Things start going up while you sleep. When you sleep, that's money time. That's free money. Think of it that way. Go to sleep and get free money, because when you wake up, you'll have energy. You won't spend that money on coffee. You'll have more control of yourself, and you won't, go out and eat the wrong things and do the wrong things. So that's highly important. So there's the energy, there's the sleep, there's the exercise. What's your exercise like? Sometimes we don't pay attention. It's like, I like to keep a journal of my exercise, so I can tell. It's like, oh, well, my performance wasn't where I wanted to be. What happened? I can go back like, oh, dang, instead of doing my normal 5 to 6 workouts, I did 3 workouts that week. So you could tell that difference. And of course, you want to do some intermittent fasting, and you want to take care of your soul. How are you relating to the rest of the world? Are you stressed out? Are you getting your meditation in? So those are the things, some of the things to look at, Ray. If it's only happened just a few times, then on a sexual performance scale, you're like, sitting in between the 7 and the 8, and you want to figure out what it is so you can get back up into the 8 range. Once you start going down this sexual performance scale scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, everything works. 1 being it's not working. 5 meaning you're right there on the edge. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it doesn't. If you're a 7 or an 8, you want to get back up to the 8 as quickly as possible. Hope that answered that question. Willie. How do you harness the urge to want to have sex all the time? Woo, man, that's a show in and of itself. Really, it's just being patient. It's on you. I appreciate you doing that. Going through a divorce and being celibate is going to help you in the long run. We're just talking about not only from your own mindset, but also it doesn't cause more problems. So, there's people talk about the things like cold showers, things like that. Just take your time. Because the thing is, I don't want to tell guys to not lose that energy. That, the reason why you're celibate, but it's hard is because you want to have sex. You're designed to have sex. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just in a situation where that's not that's not good for you. So be patient. Take some cold showers. Outside of that, it's a difficult thing to do. Yeah. I had a suggestion. Can't use that one. Can't use it. Chiny, what do you think about garlic water? I haven't had garlic water. I usually take the garlic straight. What I do is I'll cut the garlic into little slivers and slide it into orange slices. That way you don't really taste the garlic at all. That's just a nice little formulation there. But garlic water, I think it would still work. My question is, how are you getting the garlic into? Are you crushing it up? Because one of the things with any vegetable is that you want to get the fiber in it also. So garlic is great, has a lot of properties that are great for you, but you want to be careful with that. Also, you want to be careful in terms of making sure it doesn't come back through your skin, because garlic is powerful, and smelling like you've been drinking a lot of garlic water isn't wonderful. But it can be healthy for you. So if it's working for you, great. There we go. EJ, can you get bigger even being in your mid-30s? I would say so. It just really depends on where you are currently. When we're talking about men getting larger, penis enlargement, did a video about penis enlargement. Typically we're 20 to 30% smaller than we should be, just because we're sitting around and we're not doing the things that we're supposed to do. It is important, and I would highly suggest that, and I say this to all guys in all seriousness, study penis enlargement, because the opposite end is also true. Your penis will atrophy if you don't use it. It's a use it or lose it situation. You need that blood flow going through there. And I talk about some different techniques you can use to make sure that you're growing. We're not talking about these weird commercials. It's like grow 4 inches in 4 days. You grow 4 inches in 4 days, you're gonna die. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with that situation. All right. Can smoking cause ED? Absolutely, Jason. Absolutely. When it comes to your penis, the smallest veins in your body are in your penis. So if you're smoking, especially with weed too, but especially with cigarette smoke, you see people constantly, it's that chain smoking. And so that's shrinking your veins all throughout your body. That's the reason why you see some people who smoke constantly, they have issues with their skin. The blood flow isn't going to the skin properly, because the vessels are shrinking. And of course, you're causing all types of issues with your lungs. Hope that answered that question, Jason. It's Mark. I've been dealing with ED for several years. Can I still improve my ED? Yes. I'm not sure what your age is. If so, how? Some of the things I just mentioned, and guys, a lot of this stuff is very simple. We call it ECS 25, ESEIS. That's energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and taking care of your soul. So in those 5 things, if you're missing, especially as you get older, these things have to be locked in. When you're younger, it's like, oh, I can go out and play basketball all day long, sleep, not even sleep, just play basketball all day long, go eat whatever, go to the club, sleep for 4 hours, get back up and do whatever. You get older, nah, you can keep trying it. Yeah, Father Time is undefeated. But you do want to, as you get older, if you're having ED issues, you need to tackle those 5 things. You need to pay attention. And once again, that sleep is golden. Make sure you're getting that sleep. We're dealing with a whole bunch of lights. I did a video recently. I forget if it came out already. A video about sleep. And it's important that you really do get that sleep, in terms of, I even have, let me see if I have them right here. Boom. And we got these now. These are blue light blockers. So all the light that's coming from all these screens that are around here, they affect you. And that's the blue light that's coming from that. So you want to make sure you're taking care of your sleep, because your testosterone is built during that time. You want to get that in there. All right. So is ED reversible? It depends on your situation, of course. But yeah, you do have to make changes in your lifestyle. And some people, for whatever reason, think that, we talk about the magical pill society, where people have been trained over the years to believe that you just need to take this one pill, you do this one thing, and it's going to answer everything. I've gone on television, done, they would ask me a bunch of questions, but it always ended up like this, doing the interviews. It's always, what's the one thing you would tell people to do? That makes no sense at all. There's no one thing. There is no one thing. It's a range of things. So you do have to make changes to your lifestyle. It is definitely worth it. And depending on your situation, it could actually be pretty quick. If you're changing up your sleep habits, your testosterone levels immediately go up. If you're getting just 4 hours of sleep, you're starting out with 250 nanograms per deciliter in terms of your testosterone. If you're getting 8 hours of sleep, you're starting out with 600. That's a huge difference. And when I say you're starting out with, if you don't get that sleep, as soon as you wake up, that's where you start. It's not all of a sudden going to go up because of things that you're doing. And if it does go up, it's not going to go up, starting at 250 as compared to starting at 600. So make sure you get your 8 hours of sleep in. Henry was worried about my size, but I realized I'm fine. That's good. How do I build more sexual urge? There's a lot of ways to answer that one. But I guess the question is sexual urge for what? If you're in a relationship and you're not feeling that sexual urge, are you being turned on? Are you turning her on? If you're talking about sexual urge, like, you're not having an erection, that's a little open-ended for me. So what we're going to do coming into the new year, we're going to make some changes to the format so I can get deeper into these conversations. We're actually going to work on getting you guys onto Zoom. So when we're doing this live, I can talk to you live and get more information so I can go deeper. Because a lot of times, a lot of us have the same issues, the same sort of questions. So, being able to dive in deeper, I'll be able to get some answers that, that will apply to you. So we'll do that. Okay. Hey, Nikki, I just lost the screen there. Let me see. Can I get next day delivery of African Fly? Yeah. We actually will be going on to Amazon shortly. So, for next day delivery, of course, you have to pay for that. Shipping is free in the United States for regular United States Postal Service. But if you want priority or next day, it does cost. All right. All right, Derek, I got you. Let me see. Somebody asked, do penis exercises actually work? We always get that question. The thing you want to be careful about with penis exercises, your penis is sensitive. If you tear a nerve in your penis, that could be for life. So you want to be very careful when you say penis exercises. Sometimes it seems like guys are saying, I'm gonna add a weight to it or something like that. If you're just doing Kegels are fine. You do a Kegel every time you go to the bathroom. So doing it more often could help. All right. Cool. Derek McLean, is it possible for erections to return and maintain after having a stroke 2 years ago for a 49-year-old solely on diet without Viagra? Yeah. Well, let me not say yeah. I don't know everything about that, about your situation. And a stroke is serious. But if you're changing up your diet, yes, your diet is a huge factor. Like I said, you need to be consuming energy. If you're consuming energy, your penis requires energy, testosterone. But if you're consuming energy, that works out very well. And yeah, you do not want to use Viagra especially with a stroke. And this is just my opinion. I'm not a doctor, but when you use Viagra, actually stops the blood flow from coming out of the penis. So if you've had a stroke, there is no part of your body that should be stopping blood flow. You need the normal process to happen. You could run into some more issues. I'd be very careful with using Viagra if you've had a stroke. What is the cause of premature ejaculation and can it be cured, Mr. Saha? Okay. The cause of premature ejaculation, of course, depends on, person to person. The first thing is she really turns you on a lot. So you're ready to go. There's nothing wrong with that aspect, except you're not enjoying it. She's not enjoying it. The thing that I often say is that, once again, foreplay is for men. So the more foreplay you have, the more testosterone you're building up. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but it's like the more testosterone you're building up, the more you're building up your stamina. So that's what you need. So, take your time. And also let her know. Let her know that, hey, you're in the middle of having sex and your erection leaves, or for the guys who are erections leaving, or you're having premature ejaculation. For the premature ejaculation, back away. Let her know. It's like, hey, you're turning me on so much, baby. Oh, let's take it. Let's take our time. Make it a game. It'll work out better for you. Emmanuel, and sorry if I'm skipping some of these questions, guys. Trying to get as many in as possible. What do you think about TRT? Testosterone replacement therapy is from the devil. Do not. Woo, Jesus. Do not do that. So testosterone replacement therapy, basically you're taking exogenous testosterone, that's testosterone made from outside of your body, and sticking it into your body. Your body does not know exactly what to do with that. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm not sure where this testosterone came from, so I need to go back into homeostasis, which is balance. So your body is constantly fighting to stay in balance with the temperature and everything, also with your hormones. So with all this additional testosterone, all of a sudden your body's going to release more estrogen to put you back in a homeostasis, put you back in a balance. And then you have to go back to the doctor because now you have to reformulate this whole thing because now your estrogen levels just went back up. And so they're going to give you more testosterone. And it's like, okay, well, now we need more estrogen. And it's just going to keep going back and forth. And you're going to run into issues that are not good for you. That's the first thing. Second thing is that you'll be on it for the rest of your life. You're messing with your endocrine system. Don't do that. Your endocrine system is supposed to be working correctly. Some of the things that we mentioned, the natural processes of increasing your testosterone, that's what you need to be focused in on. Once again, testosterone replacement therapy goes into that magical pill society in terms of like thinking that, oh, you just do this one thing and you're going to work. Like your body does not work like that. There's a reason why, there's a lot of different chemicals in an orange. There are a lot of different chemicals and nutrients and vitamins in an apple. For some reason, somebody like, oh, we're just going to take this one vitamin C and stick it in you, and that's supposed to do something. So the other thing about testosterone replacement therapy is that it becomes a possibility that you can become infertile, which would go against for some guys, like I want an erection so I can make children, and all of a sudden you can't have children. That's scary. Don't do that. Archie McKay, can touching yourself count as human contact? Yeah. yeah. That's a funny way of looking, but it's actually better to be with someone. I mean, that's the natural order of things. We are in an unnatural situation, an unnatural world, if you will, especially with COVID. So it is better to, if possible, find someone that you can be with and enjoy human contact. All right. Mark K asks, best tips to get full erections in your 40s. Wow. There's a bunch of tips there. Let's go with food first. Of course, as I always say, you want to get as much energy into your body as possible. Did a video talking about the types of foods that you should be eating. Foods that'll help unclog your arteries. Once again, the veins in your penis are the smallest in your body, so you want to get as much energy and fluid into your body. So, and that's one of the reasons why watermelon is great. Watermelon actually has L-citrulline, which allows the blood vessels to open more. So you want to continue with that. Of course, getting that sleep will get your testosterone levels up, especially in your 40s. Especially in your 40s, because your body is starting to change. There's a gentleman in South Korea. His sleep is great. The dude is 45, look like he's 25. People who are older look tired, correct? Yeah, you don't want to be tired. You want to have that energy going. And of course, your exercise. You want to do high intensity interval training and lift heavier. The heavier you're lifting, you're actually tearing muscle, and overnight while you're sleeping, your body's going to repair. It's going to look at it, it's like, oh, you have torn muscle. We need some testosterone to fix this, and some testosterone left over, because obviously you need it because you may be lifting tomorrow. So you want to get that stuff in there. All right. Hope that helps there, sir. Woo. Got a ton of questions going on here. All right. Let me just hit these off right quick. How do your morning wood back to normal? Does losing weight help? If you have excessive weight, if you have excessive weight, you have excessive waste. And that's, dis-ease. This disease is stored in your fat cells. So if you get rid of that, your body has more time to function on making you healthier. And when it comes to morning wood, that is on our sexual performance scale, that's 10. And the reason why that's 10, because that's the pinnacle. It's like you just wake up and there's an erection. You ain't do anything. The reason why that happens is because your testosterone levels are going up all night long. And when that sun hits you, it keeps on going up. So you want to make sure that you're getting that you're doing all the things that we're talking about. I did a video about morning erections, and make sure you check that out. But yeah, you have to do some work in order to get the morning erections going for you. Nail, does masturbation cause less sensitivity? It takes me more than 1 hour to ejaculate. Most of the time I have other things to do. So, wow. Yeah. All right there, bro. Going for 1 hour. Get yourself a woman. Does it cause less sensitivity? It can cause less sensitivity to your brain. I mean, how you're handling yourself down there, hopefully you're not doing any damage, but it can cause less sensitivity in terms of the way that you think. Because if you were looking at porn, you're matching, your brain is saying, oh, this is real. These 3 women who are dealing with this one dude, that's real. And when it's not real. And so when you are dealing with an actual woman, your brain is like, oh, this isn't as fun as this other thing. So you do want to be careful with masturbation. I'm assuming that you're saying sensitivity in terms of dealing with someone else. If you're saying sensitivity in dealing with yourself, you can't get to the point where you're ejaculating. That may just be you. When I say maybe just you, it's just like, what are you thinking about? What are you seeing? It shouldn't take that long. It really shouldn't. So there may be some other underlying issues. So, hey, Nikki, lost that screen. Oh, okay. I'll go off of here. So shout out to my staff again. Appreciate you guys. Hey, My Place Kitty Cabaret Incorporated. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that. KG. Oh man. This is an interesting one. What about when I'm with my baby mama? I have good erections, but now I'm in a next relationship's not working firm. Woo, that does happen. So basically, your baby mama turned you on more than your new relationship. It's that simple. And let's be clear. I mean, because doing that, I mean, I'm not in any way going to get into your situation, but obviously that can cause some more issues, and that can cause some more stress in your next relationship, and so on. There is a natural connection because that's the mother of your baby. And you see her, and there was something that attracted you to her before. Is whatever didn't work out, didn't work out. So you want to, you definitely want to be careful in terms of your relationship with her, because this can be something, I've heard this several times, that could carry on for years, and you're just continually messing up your relationship and her future relationships. So if you're turned on by the next person isn't turning you on, one thing that's not going to help is being with your ex. So, and pay attention. It's like, what is it about your ex that turned you on? Maybe it's just the availability of it. There's something about her that's different than what's going on with the new person. Life is about change. So you're going to have to make that change in terms of how you think about this and how you approach it. You don't want to get yourself into more issues. All right. Michael Samuel, what is African fly? Always a great question. African fly is an all-natural liquid aphrodisiac made of 8 herbs. You take this as a tincture form. You can take a teaspoon of it 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, early evening. And what it will do is help increase your testosterone levels. It'll also open up your veins for more blood flow to go through. It just gives you more energy. and so it works. We've been selling it for 20 years. Long list of people who really like it. Okay. Alejandro Cruz. Okay, please answer my first question. Please answer my first question. Okay, then, bruh. Got a lot of questions here. All right. Oh, it got held up there, sir. All right. What's your thoughts on triple X stuff? Joking, cheese, penis exercise, and home remedies? Okay, bruh. That's a lot. What's your thoughts on triple X stuff? It's not healthy to watch porn. Let's just say that off top. I mean, it's something you can do. It's not going to kill you, but it's not healthy to continue to watch that. And you had so many questions in there, bruh. Joking. Want to be careful with that, because you're going to, if you do it incorrectly, you could actually hurt yourself, pull some nerves, things like that. And home remedies, I'm not sure what home remedies you're asking about. Penis exercise and home remedies. Not sure about the home remedies. But penis exercises, once again, you want to be careful that you don't harm yourself. Do not attach any weights. Do not start pulling on stuff too hard. Things like that. What causes, this is a good one. Jada Baldwin, what causes a fish smell when a man ejaculates or in his sperm? All right. When we say you are what you eat, when it comes to your sperm, that's true. That's very true. So a lot of people think that, I'm not sure how some people think. It's like you just eat food and you're not sure what happens. You just end up being you. I eat the food and you're still the same. So 30% of your body is going to stay the same. 30% of your DNA stays the same. The other 70% is influenced by food. So your sperm is going to be influenced by food. Her vagina is going to be influenced by food. So if you are, how can I say this? I'll just be blunt. If you eat fruits and vegetables, your sperm actually tastes better. If she eats fruits and vegetables, her vajayjay actually tastes better. And that's about as blunt as I get with that. So you are what you eat when it comes down to that. You want to make sure that, if you're getting a bunch of smells out there, it's one, wash your ass, but 2, make sure you're good with what you eat. Woo. Mo Savage. Okay. My man. I have an abnormally large penis. The sex act is not fun and I can't have good sex with women. So what do I do? Okay. You're going to have to, the thing to remember is that women come in different sizes too. So and when we say it comes in different sizes, it's not like, oh, the bigger she is, the more, no. It's the same thing when women run around. The ring size means No, you're just gonna have to find the right person who can deal with your size. Some women enjoy men with a large size. Some women don't. It's like, it's great, but I can't walk the next day. Things like that. So yeah, you have to find the right woman. You have a great horrible problem. It's like, oh yeah, look at this. No, not you either. Too big, too big. Oh well. So, Alejandra, okay, what's your thoughts on L-arginine, ginkgo, and maca root? All of them great things. Go for it. I got maca root over there. I had fresh ginger. I cut up and put into my tea all the time. L-arginine, I would look for the fruits and vegetables that contain L-arginine, not just go straight for the pills. You want the other things that come along with the fruits and vegetables. L-arginine is just a chemical that they got out of the fruits and vegetables. Okay. Woo, we are hitting all these questions. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you very much. The health, body, fitness, men's health. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Craig, I was good until I had prostate surgery. That was damaging. No erections after that and no ejaculation. Was told I was going the opposite direction. Ooh, okay. Prostate surgery. That's a tough one. When you go under the knife, there's some issues, and obviously there were some health issues beforehand. So even though I'm not sure what these the particulars around your prostate surgery, but you're in a position where you have to entirely focus on your health. This is something that's sort of new because we grow up in a westernized society, which is like work. The most important thing is work. That's bullshit. That's just a fucking lie. I don't like cursing a lot, but that's a motherfucking lie. Your body is the most important thing. So invest in your body. Going to the gyms. If you need to get a personal trainer, look at your food. Some guys are like, getting the health food is just costs more. Getting fruits and vegetables costs more. It's supposed to. Otherwise, you're just eating dead stuff. It's going to cost you your life in the long run. So, get serious about it. For that, please, Craig. You like it, man. We want to keep you around. All right. Henry, can I get African fly here in Nigeria? Yes, sir. African fly goes wherever United States Postal Service goes, and we will be on Amazon shortly. Mark K. and Mo Savage, best advice to eating foods for a healthy penis. What foods unclog arteries? Plant foods. That's simple. That's simple. A lot of times we like to go for when I say watermelon, because watermelon is, we call it nature's Viagra. If you're eating the correct plants, or not the correct plants, you're just eating plants, you're going to be fine anyway. You don't have to worry about eating something particular. But I did do a video that talked about some of the foods that you can eat. We're talking about everything from, what do I have over there? Asparagus, spinach, garlic, water, orange, bananas, lemon. Yep, all of them came from the earth. You eat those, you're going to see changes. Lauren, is sperm protein, and should a woman swallow? Depends on how much she likes you, I guess. No. Interesting question. Is it protein? I've heard that before. It's no. it's not that type of protein. All protein comes from plants. Okay, you don't need to eat animal, and she don't need to drink sperm to get her protein. But hey, it's interesting. Some people just like it like that. If you like it like that, wonderful. If not, oh well. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Rudy Lee, is there a maximum quantity of fruits you can eat every day? Are there good and bad fruits? All right. So I don't think there's a maximum. Not at all. The issue with fruits nowadays is because they've been genetically modified. You have seedless watermelons, seedless grapes, things like that. They've changed. And also even bananas. Bananas, those little black spots you see in bananas, those are actually seeds. They used to be seeds. So the way the bananas don't look like anything like they originally looked. So there's been a lot of changes in the food. So the thing about the fruit is that if you're already having issues with weight and you're trying to lose weight and you're eating a lot of fruit, then that may be an issue. So you have to pay attention to that. But outside of that, you can just keep on eating fruit. I mean, all you're doing is just consuming energy. And because it has more water content, it's going to fill you up faster. So when people say, I'm a juice and things like that, I'm very cautious about that because you're not getting the fiber, you're getting all that sugar, and you keep on, taking all that extra sugar without the fiber, plant sugar, but it's still sugar nonetheless. You're going to run an issue. And think about it. Sugar itself, cane sugar, cane is like hard. It's like it's freaking wood, and you have to crush it and beat it to get all the fiber out of it. So if you're juicing, you're taking the fiber out. Basically, you're just getting the sugar. So it's the same thing. It's just a liquid form of sugar, not from sugar cane. Okay. Juices like cranberry, orange, pineapple, etc., good for erections. They're better than sodas, but I would say the issue is that they contain a lot of sugar, and once again, they don't have the fiber. So if you don't have the fiber in there, you're just getting all that sugar, and your testosterone levels will lower if you have sugar in your system, because your body has to deal with the sugar first. So you're not going to get that good erection if you're having too much sugar in your system. This also applies to alcohol. In terms of most alcohol, there's a lot of fermentation in there. So, okay. Okay, you guys are coming with these questions. This is great. And we are running over an hour. So I do want to just get a couple of you guys in here. We got to vote for two questions. All right. So let me get these get some good questions in here. That's an interesting one. Jada Baldwin, why does a man leak in bed before he gets started? Is it premature ejaculation problem? If you are leaking, yeah, that is a problem. I'm not sure what you're leaking. I'm assuming that you're saying you're leaking sperm. There are a couple of issues with that. Unfortunately, I don't have enough information to be able to give you that. Yeah, we're going to work on getting that Zoom set up as soon as we can, so I can, when we get these questions, we can dive in a little bit deeper. And actually what you're talking about is pre-cum. Yeah, so it's a possibility you're just so turned on that it's pre-cum. All right, let's go ahead and just checking out these questions. So just a couple of quick things. If you're online and you haven't hit that like button, please, so that we can make sure to get this information out. The algorithm loves it. And also, please subscribe to the channel. We put out a video every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we come here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday to break that video down. We will not be on for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. All right. And yeah, also, of course, please make sure to check out africanfly.com so we can make sure, you can get your fly life in. How about that? Good deal. All right. I'm just going to hit one more last question. Pomegranate rocks, yes indeed. Derek, yes it does. All right, so I'm gonna take on one that's a little bit more challenging really quick. All right, how to get thicker erections. So basically, once again, we're talking about blood flow going into your penis and it just building up. So what you need to do is have this happen more often. If you're a guy who's in that 8, 9, and 10 range on the sexual performance scale, you're having morning erections, you're having spontaneous erections, you're having erections on demand. The higher you up on that scale in terms of having that morning erection, that just means blood flow is constantly going through there. You do need to be in a position where you're actually turned on. Yep, sorry about that. You do need to be in a position where you're actually turned on